Caitlin Clark going to be playing here in Baltimore this summer at CFG Bank Arena. The Washington Mystics announced their 2 games with the Indiana Fever being moved from their home arena in D.C. to a larger venue in order to accommodate the anticipated crowd.
Think the Caitlin Clark versus Angel Reese rivalry is just about basketball? Think again. It's turning into a full-blown spectacle, electrifying the city and drawing massive attention.
It's going to point it out for all of you. This is Angel Reese's home stomping grounds, by the way. So moving to Baltimore.
The Washington Mystics just made a move that has everyone talking, shifting their home games against Clark's Indiana Fever to Angel Reese's backyard. Baltimore, Maryland. Let's be honest, this is a strategic money play by the Mystics, but Reese's fans are losing their minds.
The Mystics just made a bold move, shifting their home games against Caitlin Clark's Fever to Angel Reese's hometown, Baltimore. Smart business? Sure. But why not stick with D.C.? Did they set Reese up to be overshadowed in her own city? Either way, the WNBA drama is heating up, and we're here for it.
Official release, straight from the NBA website, man. Indiana Fever 2025 road games at Mystics moved to Baltimore. So Angel, man, I mean, listen, y'all made a big deal 2 weeks ago about a Caitlin Clark billboard being put up in Chicago.
Angel Reese's fans are losing it, and it's honestly hilarious. Caitlin Clark is set to take over Reese's hometown, not once, but twice this season, and the reactions are priceless. This isn't about drama. It's the full force of the Caitlin Clark effect. Baltimore is about to witness true star power up close.
Her attention, her notoriety is based off Caitlin Clark. Because she wins the national title, first thing she does, she mocks Caitlin Clark. And then she doesn't even celebrate with her teammates. So she's made it personal with Caitlin Clark.
Chicago fans already got a preview when Caitlin Clark came to town. Packed seats, non-stop hype, and an electric atmosphere. Let's be real. They weren't there to watch Angel Reese struggle or overreact to simple plays. They came to see Clark dominate. She's breaking records, elevating the league, and delivering the kind of excitement the WNBA has been waiting for. And no, that energy isn't coming from Reese's over-the-top celebrations after a modest performance.
It's been hard for me, but adjusting and just kind of have that mindset of like just moving on has been something I try to give myself a little bit of grace.
It hasn't been easy, but I'm learning to adjust and remind myself to move on, giving myself a little grace through it all. Meanwhile, Sky fans who hyped Angel Reese as the WNBA's next big star are in full damage control every time Caitlin Clark steps on their court. Here's the reality. You can't be the face of the league if no one outside your fan base is paying attention. Reese trends for drama, missed shots, and shade throwing. Clark? She's breaking records, selling out arenas, and bringing a whole new audience to the game, just like a true superstar should.
A very thin line between hate and facts. And what I believe to be the case is that there was incremental growth in the WNBA comparatively to the exponential growth we are seeing now. What I'm about to tell y'all I haven't heard before, so I doubt you have either. Before the 2023 season, the WNBA had grown by 40% viewership from 2022 to 2023. But with Caitlin Clark's arrival, it's grown by 400% viewership.
The irony? Even Angel Reese's biggest supporters can't deny what we've all known. Caitlin Clark is the reason the WNBA is thriving. Before she arrived, attendance was inconsistent, TV ratings were low, and national interest was fading. Now, packed arenas, record-breaking broadcasts, and every team wanting a piece of the Caitlin Clark experience. Let's be real, it's not, because Reese is putting up solid numbers against weaker competition. It's because Clark is a generational talent who makes every game must-watch.
Caitlin Clark moves the needle, that is wrong. She is the needle. She dictates. We all know what she's done on the floor. It's history, right? But off the floor, my goodness, she and the Indiana Fever accounted for 45% of all the broadcast value of the WNBA last season. She accounted also for helping drive the numbers of merchandising up 500%, of course.
People say Caitlin Clark moves the needle, but that's not quite right. She is the needle. She's the driving force behind everything. On the court, she's making history. Off the court, even more impressive. Last season, she and the Fever accounted for 45% of the WNBA's total broadcast value. Merchandise sales skyrocketed 500%, and, no surprise, her jersey was the league's top seller.
Let me tell you about Caitlin Clark.
Yeah.
Caitlin Clark has brought so many eyes to women's basketball that it's amazing. A dude named Acho, I forgot his first name, is something Acho.
Emmanuel Acho.
Yeah. He showed how in 5 days before the draft, she made the WNBA more money than they would have made in the next 5 years.
Chicago fans still want to believe Angel Reese is on Caitlin Clark's level. But let's be real. Clark is hitting logo threes, making impossible passes, and creating viral moments. Reese plays hard, but there's a big gap between a high-energy role player and a franchise star. The WNBA is a business, and the one selling tickets, jerseys, and breaking records isn't the one flexing after a routine layup.
Jeez. Man. Yeah, I was mad about that billboard a couple of weeks ago. The Reese's Pieces were. I mean, I just... This is going to annoy Angel. I know it is. And I know that they had to because the MCI Center, whatever, Verizon Center is under renovation. But
it's not just the fans struggling with reality. The Chicago Sky organization feels the pressure too. They have to market Angel Reese as their franchise star, but every time Caitlin Clark steps into their arena, she owns the spotlight. Sold-out crowds, skyrocketing jersey sales, non-stop highlight reels. It's all Clark. Meanwhile, Reese's supporters are left scrambling. They say she's great for the culture, but last we checked, cultural influence alone doesn't fill stadiums.
You're going to say, see ya there. Now, the Indiana Fever stated, venue change, our regular season game on May the 28th. On September 7th at the Washington Mystics are moving to CFG Arena in Baltimore, bruh. So as y'all can see here, say game location change, CFG Bank Arena, Baltimore, Maryland. CFG Bank Arena, Baltimore, Maryland. Somebody said, could it be the Mystic owner doesn't want the Caitlin Clark shine to be seen again?
What do ticket sales and TV ratings have to do with Caitlin Clark? Everything. She's driving both like no one else. WNBA teams see what she's done for Indiana, and they all want in. This league has never had this kind of national buzz. And let's be real, it's not because Angel Reese is grabbing rebounds. Clark turns regular season games into must-watch events, converting casual fans into diehards, while Reese's supporters watch their favorite player play second fiddle to the sport's biggest star.
This is the preseason game against the Brazilian national team, sold out in 36 minutes, 15,000 fans. There's tickets for that game, upwards of 45.
Let's talk about the endless excuses for Angel Reese. First, she was young. Then, she needed more time. Now, she's still adjusting. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark is getting double-teamed, hacked on every play, and still putting up elite numbers. Funny how one player gets excuses while the other just gets better. That's why Clark is the most impactful player the WNBA has seen in years.
I mean, a lot of these tickets are crazy, but I'm just like, it's not even about the price for me. I'm just thinking about, like, I'm comparing the Indiana Fever versus Chicago Sky because they said that it was like Me Too. Like, you guys are watching women's basketball because of me too. I mean, bro, everybody could get into this. Like, literally everybody could get into this game.
Reese's fan base is in full scramble mode, and it's hilarious. They keep asking, why isn't Angel getting the same star treatment? Simple, because she's not. Caitlin Clark is selling out 10,000-seat arenas, making every game a must-see event. Fever ticket sales are soaring.
Reese may be playing in the league, but who wants to see a goofy 6'6" woman miss layups? Not I.
Reality check. No one's moving games for Angel Reese. No teams are scrambling for bigger venues to meet ticket demand. The league has made it clear. Without Caitlin Clark, the excitement just isn't the same. Reese's fans want her treated like basketball royalty, but the truth is obvious. Clark's impact is real and measurable. Reese is making noise, but she's not delivering the same results. No one's fighting for tickets to see her. No one's demanding arena expansions just to catch a glimpse. That's the difference.
The Washington Mystics owner Sheila Johnson goes on CNN and says that the entire WNBA should have been put on the cover of Time magazine. It is hard to get away from this conversation because it just keeps making national news. And to be frank, I've never seen a story in the WNBA get as much widespread coverage as this is getting. I honestly can't wait until the season's back in so we can get more about basketball talk. But back to this.
So last night we read Time magazine where Caitlin Clark was named Athlete of the Year. Why couldn't they have put the whole WNBA on that cover and said, the WNBA is the league of the year because of all the talent that we have? Because when you just keep singling out one player,
Let's talk about Sheila Johnson, owner of the Washington Mystics. She stood in front of the cameras, insisting the media should share the spotlight, that Caitlin Clark wasn't the only player who deserved attention. Fast forward a few weeks, and suddenly, the Mystics are moving games to a bigger arena. Why? Because of Caitlin Clark. So, let's get this straight. When it fits the narrative, Clark is just another player. But when ticket sales explode, she's the best thing to ever happen to the Mystics? The contradiction is wild. If this was really about promoting all WNBA players equally, why weren't they moving stadiums before? Why weren't they selling out games then? Oh, that's right, because Angel Reese and the rest of the league weren't pulling in crowds like this.
But I've got a theory that Sheila Johnson is trying to do two things here. Number one, she's trying to screw Indiana Fever fans and Caitlin Clark fans. 6,000 less tickets available. Number two, while lining her pockets even more. Now, you might be like, well, Rhodes, I don't get it. Well, it's simple. Less tickets means the gate prices, all right? The gate prices for the game will actually go up. In other words, just like that preseason game, they got has got tickets for $4,500. A run-of-the-mill game like this, even we all know Caitlin Clark tickets are